Hello out there in Streamland. It is Tuesday morning. Time on the clock says 10:30. So that means we're going to be looking at Dungeons and Dragons in Fantasy Grounds Unity. Just making sure everything is going well on my stream, checking my sound and stuff. Alrighty. Looks like we are ready to rock and roll. So today we're going to do something a little bit different. The campaign I've been running on Wednesdays, besides changing days several times and times, has been going on for almost 3 years now. And so while everybody's excited, they like having their 9th level characters, um, I proposed doing something to change things up. And so what we settled on as a group is we decided to go once a month, we would switch it up and we would change and do a different campaign. So our decision for that was the second week of each month. So that means December 9th is my next time running this new campaign. In the meantime, 3 weeks out of the month, we're using the homebrew campaign. Now, the homebrew campaign is exactly what it says. It's the first time I've ever done a homebrew campaign, and I have let it be pretty much run by the players to varying success. Uh, there hasn't They initially had an initial mission to go on, and then when they were done with that, it was just a matter of, okay, now what do you want to do? There is an underlying story, this nemesis that's in the background who's been interacting with them on occasion, but for the most part, it's whatever they felt like doing. I have been throwing in a lot of hooks, different, bringing in their backgrounds, bringing in different events that have been happening that they could then follow if they chose. I have like 9 or 10 of them that they've just simply ignored. A couple of them they've looked at briefly and then moved on. So I don't know if it's just the way it is, if it's a failure on my part as a DM to explain that, hey, this is something you can do, if it's just picking the wrong topics. I'm not sure. But right now, they are in the aftermath of having rescued a druid who was being forced to change and then skinned for the pelt of the creature that she changed into over and over and over. They rescued her by diplomacy, through diplomacy basically. The big baddie who had her saw them coming and said, this is dumb. I'm not going to put my life at risk. I'll just give it to her if that's what they want. Give her to them if that's what they want. And so that they did. And then they took her away to safety. Now they're coming back about a week later, and they're coming back to the location, to the person they think had her, and are trying to follow up. In the meantime, he's gone. So he sent a couple invisible stalkers after them, but now he has left the building, as it were. So they are coming into this empty building looking for this guy. But it's not empty, of course. So last week they just finished out this huge fight with some pretty cool looking creatures called Krata. They fought some of these things and a Petrus. So one thing I did not do is they're taking some of its pelt. I mean, it's these large plates and the crab as well. So I did not put that in like any kind of item format. So I'm going to go ahead and do that today. And then I'm also checking to make sure. So what I'm doing is I've got this map made, and let's check the encounter, make sure the placement is good. I should have line of sight already done on this. I do. Perfect. And so what I'm doing is I'm checking to see, make sure the concept is I have a shrieker. And those of you who don't know what a shrieker is a fungus that has all these holes in it. And so as things get close to it, they shriek. Human-sized mushroom that emits a piercing screech to drive off creatures that disturb it. And so they're using this thing as a alarm. When bright light or a creature is within 30 feet of it. So they're going to come around the corner. I'm actually going to slide it over here, I think, just a little bit more. Well, no, I like it where it is. Okay. Let's see. Do we want to add? I think we're going to add one more cave. Let's add one more tile here. Go to my assets. This is like a cavern. This is images, if I'm not mistaken. Cavern. Going deep down into the caverns. So my plan is to have a path leading up to the curve. So then when they get within 30 feet or a bright light gets within 30 feet, it will start shrieking. Passage. So we have sewer passages, cloak of passage. Let's try cave and see what pops up. I know they exist. It's just a matter of finding them. I also need to make sure. See, so I have some of these. Let's see, the black ones. So I guess it doesn't really matter. I could use the black caverns as well. Because with line of sight, you can't see into it anyway. So here we go. So we will take this, we will put this. So what we're going to do here is we're doing a little bit different. We're going to throw this underground, good. All right, so we're going to throw this into the layer section here. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So we put him in here. Bloop. And he is going to be 12 feet wide. Doesn't matter if it's a square or not, but I'm going to make it a square. That's fine. Apply it to the whole thing. Now we take it, make sure it's in the tile, and then we go bloop. Now we go to the selection, and we go okay. Slidey, slidey. And then we shrinky, 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 shrinky till it matches. Shrinky, shrinky, shrinky. There you go. Beautiful. Now, can we select this one? We can. And now we go to here and we go No. No. Hold on. Everybody calm down. Where's the duplicate? Where's the duplicate, baby? Okay, we want to put this in the folder. It's in the folder right here. So, duplicate selected layer. Click. Yay. So now we can move them over. Duplicate selected layer. Move them over. See what we're doing here, folks? Now we need to go back to our line of sight. And we need to zoom in a little bit. Because what we're doing is I had it blocked off. Remove the point. Remove the point. Remove the point. Remove the point. Remove. Okay, I see it's selected there, homie. Select. Remove. Remove. There we go. So now it's open back up. Goes all the way back out to here. We'll go back to our layers, go back to here. So there's a slight difference in the line of sight here. So we're going to go ahead and shrink it just a smidgy. There we go. Check out a line of sight. There we go. Nice and smooth. Nice and smooth. And then I am going to go ahead and wall with the line. Bloop. Play. Okay, so now when we go ahead and when they move through here, everything will be awesome. Turn on line of sight. What the world? Oh, the shrieker has line of sight. Sure, so he's moving up. See, so it's good enough. It looks sort of dark as they move around and as they come along. Okay, cool. All right, so 30 feet from him is going to be 30. All right, so this line of demarcation right there. So let's go ahead and I'm going to add footprints. Yes, that is correct. Let's see if I can do this right. Do this well. All right. Go to all. So now I'm looking for footprints. Footprint. Could just put foot, but let's see. What? I know it exists. Did I spell it wrong? No. Oops, at that time I did. There we go. Barefoot tracks. Webbed barefoot tracks. Okay. So now we go here. We come over to paint. We go to footprint. Slamity. All right. Do we want it that small? That's fine. So now we will take off line of sight so I can see what the heck I'm doing. Go into paint. Wait, what just happened? I said footprints. There we go. So now I can take this thing and I should be able to just go like this. Yep. And then I'm going to add some coming back the other way. I'm going to add some here. All right, so I want to make it, give them a clue. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 right here. And we're going to add some extra tracks. So he's sort of stopping here, moving back and forth a little bit. All right, so we have our footprints and a little bit of a delay here. One, let me know how close I need to get before they're seen. And two, I'm also going to add a little bit darker footprints. It's like one set. All right, so we have footprints. So as you zoom in, you get to see there are footprints. And so what I can do, layers. Okay, so the painting, let's see, visible to all, visible to GM only, invisible. Ha, 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 ha. Awesome. See, then I can go like this, visible to all. You see some footprints. Yes, I like it. I like it like that. I like it like that. So we have our footprints. We have our encounter. Let's see, go back to, let's close this off. Play. Got our shrieker, and we've got our Dwerger getting all prepared and ready to go. So this guy is actually going to be, let's see, these guys, these Dwerger, I don't think get big. I think they only get little. Reduce, yes. It has Mind Poison, Dagger, Mind Mastery. All right, so I'm going to have it be invisible and small. Tiny, tiny, tiny. So we're going to go shrink, shrinkity, 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 shrinkity. And he's actually going to be hidden right there. Can I use control to move it? I can. So he's going to be right there behind this thing. He's hidden behind here. I am going to have him be tiny, 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 tiny. So he will be right here, sitting on this thing. Hidden. All right, hold control, just slide it just a smidgy smidge. Boom, there we go. So now all of my people are good to go. So the question is, if I delete them from this menu, remove, actually I'm just gonna leave them in there. Screw it. So he's dead, so we can get rid of him. Actually, no, he's not dead. He is still around. He is still alive and being shown. He's in the other room they're in. They never killed him. All right, so this is what that is. Good. So I've got all this. I've got this set up. Got the Shrieker, got the footprints. So we are ready to rock and roll with this next encounter. I don't think that hurt. Tusk is pretty hurt. Almost half, and that's it. Everybody else is still pretty good, pretty strong. Although he has no spells left. It reminds me I need to reach out to him to see if he can level up. That's right, buddy. So what I do is when the players die, join a party, make new people, whatever the case might be, they start at level 1. So even though the group is level 9, they start at level 1, and then for every fight they are in with that character, they level up. So usually I can do a couple quick solo fights with that person so they can go up, be level 3 or 4 by the time we start actually in the group. But then every fight they go up. And what this does is it allows them to get to know their character a little bit more. They're not jumping in with a 9th level character, never having used any of the spells, never having used any of the attacks. This gives them at least 9 different fights to know their character, learn how he works, tweak it if he needs to, make changes as you're going along. This cantrip just isn't working. This spell doesn't work. So that's why I do it this way. So he has just completed his 7th fight. So he is leveling up to 8. And then after this fight, he will level up to 9 and be caught up with the rest of the group. So he still has the same amount of XP. And I'm double checking that to make sure it is correct. It is not correct. Okay, so we're going to add an award here. It's just miscellaneous adjustment. Bam. So that's him. She should not be higher than the rest of the group. If anything, she should be lower because so I'm not sure what happened there. So you cannot adjust the experience from the party sheet. So you go into the character sheet, go into here. There is an extension to make it to where only the DM can do this, but that's fine. I don't mind. All right, so there we go. 64,000. Boom. All right, so now I need to find this doogly doogly. Let's see. There he is. All right. Send the message has been sent. So we'll get him up to 8. Anyway, so like I'm saying, he's down a bunch of spells. Several of them have used spells in the last fight. This is the last big fight that they have for this story arc. These things are pretty cool, pretty cool. Let me go back to the combat tracker. We have Duergar Mind Masters. So they've run across Duergar before. I gave them the hint, 2 different players who didn't share this information with the rest of the group, that the 2 monsters they fought in the other big cavern were from the Underdark. But I don't believe they ever said anything to anybody else in the party, so I don't know if they've made that connection. Duergar are definitely from the Underdark. These things are definitely not from the Underdark. These things are technological creatures. So the master of this place is and of course, the Shrika, which are these guys right here. Not him, not him, this guy. So like I was saying, the master, the one who is posing himself, passing himself off as a merchant, who had the druid, is a mind flayer of some sort. And so he's brought some of his technology from the flying ships, the Nautilus, and from the underground. Just check in. I check in with my mom every day to make sure she's okay. She hadn't responded, so making sure she's doing all right. All right, so he's brought in these different things from these different parts, the Underdark, and then some technology. So the Tentacloons are what go searching the countryside. They can be invisible, and they zip around and they grab these prey for either the Duergar or the creatures that they keep down in the cave. And that's what they witnessed before. All right, so we got some little movie water and stuff. So I think I might put a little bit of the effect around here as well. So let's open this up, go to effects, go to my effect water, and go to my reveal area. So now I'm going to go shifty shifty Alt. There we go. So I'll do it in half. So the point of this exercise is if it works, there should be little wavy lines around. There you go, huh? Huh? Pretty cool, dude. This thing is giving off some sort of heat or power or something that messes with the vision. Let's see, let's go with the intensity. No. Speed. There we go, I don't mind that. Horizontal. Yeah, we don't care about that. And that, if we screw with a droplet, no. All right. So this water is not huge and rushing anyway, so it's not that big a deal. The water exists. So these two things are in the water. Tentacloons. Naval line of sight. Okay. Unmark him. There we go. Close. Okay, so I want to make sure I remind myself what the hell is going on here. So we unlock the story. I know I'm running over what I wanted to, but that's okay. So footprints can be seen with PP of 15. Survival 18. Actually, I'm just going to look. I'll tell you right now who can see it. So if you go into their, actually no, this doesn't show me their skills, does it? Let me see. It does show me their perception. So it's 11, 24. Okay, so something is weird here. Which is which? What feats does she have? Does she have the observant feat? Abilities. You do have the observant feat. Okay, I did not know that. I didn't catch that. +5 to your passive perception. So why is it 24? Let's see, is it supposed to be? Just checking, just checking. Perception is 9, so it should be 19 plus 5, 24. Yep. Okay. Hookily dookily. If we can, okay. Okay, so. Good to know. I must have missed when she said she took observant. Alright, so Luthien and I don't need to do all this. I can just say Luthien and Genesis. Actually, I'm going to put Genesis first. Because personalities. Let's see, I'm going to move you first. They're both interesting people. Alright, Luthien and Genesis. see the footprints. The Shrieker is alerted within 30 feet of a creature or bright light. Hold on just a second, guys. I'll just opening the window for my weird animal. There you go. Yeah, I know you can't see anything, so sorry for you. Okay, actually I don't like the glare, so never mind. Too bad. Not gonna be able to do that till later today. Okay, moving on. Two of the Duergar are tiny, using the mind affecting abilities. All of them are invisible. Invisible. I am Englishing well. Okay. And then the last thing we say, the Tentacloons are submerged and invisible. So they will see this huge burst of water as these things burst out of the water and come toward them. But they won't know what it is because they can't see it. Everything is invisible. Everything's invisible when you're playing this one. All right, the other thing I wanted to do today before I forget is to open up the library. So this campaign was called Back to Basics. When I first started it, I went to Fantasy Grounds and said, hey, who wants to play Back to Basics campaign? Just Player's Handbook only. No other races, no other classes, no other spells. Just Player's Handbook only. It is now 3 years later. All the Fantasy Grounds people I found are gone, and it's switched to local people I know, and that's fine. But one of the things I do see what I did there, is I allow them to have character talents, which those of you who have played Starfinder or Pathfinder or 3.5, this is the old version of feats. So it's the version of feats. I've been giving them every 3 levels, so they have 3. There are monster talents as well. So speaking of witches, let's open this. Oops, I clicked close. I did. So I'm going to open it up for Duergar real quick. Let's look at the reference manual, shall we? Come on. There we go. So these, let's see, character talents 3. Boom. Racial. Do I have any Duergar in here? Okay, I do not. Turtle, though. Cool. Class. All right, so there are a bunch of new class talents in here. Okay, so does this mean... Oh, that's cool. Paladin or Sorcerer. Okay, so I did not realize that there were all these class ones in here because it did not say it in the cheat. So I was looking for Dwarf or Dwerger, and there are none on this one. So let's go to 2, Reference Manual, Race, Dwarf and Dwerger. All right, so we have Giant's Gate. You can cover long distances when enlarged. Walking speed is increased by 10 feet. Okay, so don't need that. And then Sunlight Adaptation, don't need that because we're down here. So the last one I want to look at is, oops, hold on. Take a look at the one. Race, Dwarf, Bullheadedness, Expertise, Weapon Expert, Improved Weapon Armor, and Last Stand. What is improved weapon armor? Heavy armor, okay. Last Stand. If you're Hill Dwarf, gain resistance to all types of damage, this is for 1 turn. Bullheadedness, resistance to stun and knockdown attacks, okay. Racial Foe, against orcs, goblins, and giants. Okay, so those are not going to help me. Let me take a look at my monsters. Monster talents, baby. Boing, boing, boing. What NPCs do they have? Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Elite Goblin Boss and different elites. Nice. Ooh, an Elite Mind Flayer. He's cool. He is CR9. Interesting. Alright, so D for Dwarf or Dwerger, and there's nothing here. Okay. Just checking. See if I wanted to add any special talents to these guys. Anyway, so I opened the book. That was the point of all that. Let me make sure that they can access it as well. So you can see these are all the ones, all the modules I have loaded. If it says GM, then only I can use it. All right, where are the talents? Character talents, 3. It is player load is allowed. Okay. So that is all set and ready to go. So we are done with this campaign. Took a bit longer than I expected, but hey, we got a lot accomplished today. So now when they go into that area, which is what they're going to do next, they might rest, take a short rest, but when they go into that area, it will be ready to go. So with this one, there's a certain series of events that's going to happen. And so when I've played this before, I've DM'd this campaign. This will be my 3rd time DMing it. It can get it's very easy to forget some of the drama and some of the things that happen. So they are, right now they're out in the forest. They're going to be taken somewhere. And when that happens, certain people are going to be met certain days. Certain people that they're with are going to be killed, interrogated. They're going to have to do certain jobs while they're there. So I want to try to set some of that up. I have a calendar that I can use because I loaded the calendar for Fantasy Grounds, and I like the calendar for Fantasy Grounds a lot. While this is loading, let me go ahead and move that over. So I think I'm just going to incorporate the calendar. I mean, it's a tool, it's there. And I think I'm just going to use the calendar to keep track of what happens when, and then I can have the calendar open for that day and just refer back to that. So some of the things they're going to be doing is cleaning out chamber pots at a waterfall. They're going to be dragging carcasses. They're going to be operating this huge platform that's controlled by a winch. So they're going to be lifting this lift, if you will, mechanical lift, going up and down with this thing. They're going to be sweeping, cleaning kitchens. So stuff like that. Yep, I got a free birthday gift from Flying J Truck Stops. I get a free birthday meal, and if I order anything from Finger Hut, I get a free gift. I love those different things. Spend $100 and get this for free. Okay, well, it wasn't really free then, was it? But an argument can be made either way. Semantics, I guess. Gots to love semantics. So I want to set up the book, the talents book number 3 for this one as well. So jump library, swing it down to, actually no, modules. This one doesn't have quite as many modules simply because I'm using a pre-made. This is not my, there it is, character talents 3. Comprehensive equipment manual, want that out, open. Just looking to see, I think there was one, what did I download the hex? EF Dragon Lords. All right, so I'm looking to see there. I had a Hex Witch class. I want to make sure all the classes are available to them. Open up the spell components. All right, so I'm not going to worry about the rest of this stuff. Monster Manual Expanded 2, definitely opening up that. Monsters of the Guild, opening up that. Nerzgul's Extended Bestiary. Alright, so now I have all the monsters I could ever want. Throw a stick at. Perfect. Alright, so there we go. So let's take a look at these classes real quick. Class Slayer. Boom. Boom. Scroll down. Alright, so yeah, I think I'll just leave this available for them to see. I want to make sure, I forgot to check, make sure that they are able to be seen by the players as well. So this, I'm allowing them to see, yes, that's good. Dragon Lord. Good. Slayer. Perfect. So that was the last one I wanted to look at real quick with the Dragon Lord. I'm not seeing the Dragon Lord. Where is the Dragon Lord on here? There it is. Reference manual. Okay, so Dragon Lord. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. All right, so I'm going to call it a couple minutes early today. I'm going to come back and work on this a little bit more. But now the characters have everything they need to build their characters. They have the talents. They have the couple new classes they can look at, see if that's something they want to do. This will be all set. I'm going to be, as I mentioned before, I'm going to open up the calendar, and then what I'll do is right now they're starting here. So here's when they wake up in the chains, and then I'll just go through and add in the GM section each day. So the time, now they won't know what time it is, but I'm going to say, let's check it out. We're going to do /DIE space roll 1D24 to see what /DIE 1D24. I made a mistake. 4. So at 4 in the morning they wake up. And that's fine by me. And so at that time they will see three other PCs and 2 NPCs. Then they're going to be lulled back to sleep. And at 0 we'll say 7. We're going to have so I'm then going to assign the enter XX will be sent to clean Quaggoth room. Sorry about that, guys. And XXX will dump rinse out the chamber pots at the waterfall. All right, so stretch. Sorry, guys, for the weird noises. So, and that's what it's going to look like. So those 2 people will go to work and will be sent back. And then at 1000 is when the baddie comes in. The last PCs arrive with, what's the little guy's name? Sloop. That's not his name, but I don't remember what his name is. And Jim Jar. Baddie arrives and gives speech. All right, so I'm going to have this be a little bit more controlled than before, the way I've run it before. And I'm going to be time jumping. So, the whole days, whole hours will pass between scenes, if you will. I'm going to make this more of a like a TV show or a movie, or where there are different scenes that are happening, and so the camera will come up, and this is what you'll see, and then the lights will dim, and then camera comes back up, that type of thing. So that's what it's going to look like for the next probably 5 days while they're here. And then on the 6th day or so, 5th or 6th day, don't want to prolong it too long, because it gets into a rut and the characters start to get bored. It starts to lose its fascination. As long as I can keep things interesting, give them enough clues to talk a little bit, and to know what they're doing, give them just a little tidbits here and there, stretch it out, make it look interesting over these 5 days, that should work, and then boom, they will escape. So, I do the same thing tomorrow, but with Starfinder, Wednesday at 10:30. Come check it out. Check my other videos, like, subscribe, see what's going on. You can see how the Starfinder plays out. 5:30 on Sunday nights Pacific time. We're going through the Dead Suns. You can watch that live. I also mess around with Fantasy Grounds with Magic the Gathering on Thursdays. And I'm very excited to mention a brand new event happening on Wednesday night at 10 p.m. That's 2200 UTC -8. My son, my brother, and I will be playing. Should be lots of fun. Should be very interesting. D&D 5e. Come check it out. Some of these weekly sessions will also be geared around getting ready for that one as well. So, because I have basically 3.5 campaigns that I'm running for D&D. So, one is once a month, the other is 3 days a week, the other one is once a week. I mean, 3 times a month on the off weeks, and then the other one is the second Wednesday. Both of them on Wednesday nights, just one right after the other. All right, so enough about me. Check out the Twitch channel and you can see my schedule. But whatever you do, enjoy the rest of your day.